Mike, Mike, Mike. I think it works. But having a lot of fucking problems with this thing. Your cult boyfriend? Hmm. Today we're gonna try something a little bit different. We're gonna go on Letterboxd and we're going to read reviews of some of my favorite films. And I don't know, I'm gonna engage, interact with, the cream of the crop, the real fucking intellectual heights, that the dazzling lows that are found at letterboxd.com. Um, I haven't read these beforehand, so like I don't know generally what my response will be to some of them. If I say anything confrontational, don't dogpile anyone or anything like that. Also, don't dogpile me, you fucking bullies. Don't do it to me either. Um, I think it should all be in good fun, though. I'm keeping like the names here because it's a fucking public platform. Uh, and I'm not going to like the most recent reviews. I'm actually, if I'm doing Letterboxd correctly, I'm looking at the most engaged with reviews, the most liked ones. And some of them, I would guess that Letterboxd is both a great and terrible place. There are great reviews and terrible ones. And if someone has a great review, it'd be cool if I could credit them here. And also, if they have a negative review, fuck them anyway. Oh, wow, my empathy lasted so long. My goodwill is now gone. Where do we start? How about we start with that poster, that one. What was I pointing at? Yeah, that one. Start with I know what you did last summer. Let's see. Let's see what we have here, man. Okay. All right, let's just start. I don't know how I'm doing this, but okay. Aaron says, "What if I said hottest what if I said hottest cast ever? What then?" I would agree with you. I would agree with you. Over 1,300 likes. I would agree with you. We're all thirsty on Letterboxd. The scene where Sarah Michelle Gellar wakes up to find her hair has been cut off is better than the horse head scene from The Godfather. I don't know. It's like hyperbole like this that I'm just supposed to engage with it ironically as if it's a Tumblr or a tweet, right? Like, um, no, no. It's a better film than The Godfather, but that scene really isn't too incredible for me. It's removing like a token of power and beauty from Helen. I mean, it's pretty poetic, but no, no, I'm sorry, Jack. Scumbellina, cool name, says, I've seen this movie many times, but not until this most recent viewing that I realized that Sarah Michelle Gellar is a beam of light. Fucking preach. Like a sunflower, an angel, a precious moment. Who are you? Be my friend. A perfume counter girl with high-waisted denim shorts and cigarette-affixed silver fingernails. Her chase scene is poetry in motion. Yes, the chase scene's better than anything in The Godfather. Her death is fucking beautiful. I have like a whole video where I hyper fixate on it. It's incredible. Scumbellina goes on to say, the death of a beauty queen, tragic like an opera. She runs and she runs, she breaks glass, she crawls out of a car window, belly down, runs in heels, barefoot, in an evening gown. She climbs, she fights, she jumps out of windows, and then, like a firework, she burns out, killed by a fisherman, like a Neverland mermaid captured by Captain Hook. Um, you know what? I just appreciate. I like waxing poetic about Sarah Michelle Gellar and especially about Helen Shivers too. I don't care if I if I find some of that a bit much. Um, watch my video about it. I'm not going to go into it here, or else I would be talking for 20 minutes, and like I'd end up sounding as lost in a fog. A beautiful beam of light. Sarah Michelle. Okay, Scumbellina's. She's cool in my book. They're cool in my book. I have no idea. Little of this film and the sequels to follow matter after this scene. Yes, true. It's the best scene in any I Know What You Did Last Summer film, which isn't to take away from Barry's death, which is almost just as impactful and meaningful and metaphorical and layered. Helen's death, though, yeah, maybe the number one best kill in any horror movie, honestly. Might be Helen's. There's a lot of poetry to it, and obviously I'm not alone in Helen's death, um, sending me into a sort of postmodern mania. So cool one. Hey, that's a good review. Lucy, we already committed murder. We might as well rob his ass. Hilarious. 24 frames of Nick. All I did last summer was jerk off and watch old Survivor seasons. Fucking comedians all over the place here, man. Fucking gold mine of jokes. What's next? What are we gonna do next? You know, let's stick it out with Williamson. Let's go to where are we gonna go? Shit. Let's go to Scream 2. Let's do that. Let's go to Scream 2. Scream 1 is one of my favorite films, but Scream 2 is also just kind of perfect and incredible. So, uh, I'm curious, what does Letterboxd think? First one, over 4,000 likes. I wish Randy had a Letterboxd. I wish most people on Letterboxd understood that that the death of Randy is and the humiliation of Randy is punishing everyone like this. I'm included. Well, I mean, I'm more of a Mickey motherfucker. Don't get it twisted, but yeah, the punishment and humiliation of Randy is just punishing and humiliating cinephiles, which is really cool. Next review says, I love this dumbass white movie about some dumbass white girls getting their white asses cut the fuck up. Yeah, it's always really cool when white reviewers just post a single quote from the movie, quoting like one of the few black characters featured in it. That's hilarious, ironic, great, good postmodern juxtaposition there. Number one Gizmo fan, no cops at Pride, just Courtney Cox and Nev Campbell with their guns. There's like a disconnect or something. I'm having trouble following what this shit means. Persia, as soon as he listed Mickey, the freaky Tarantino film student, as a suspect, I said, "Yup, that's the murderer." I'll allow it. I don't like these fucking meme reviews, but it's so fucking true, dude. Mickey, the freaky Tarantino film. I think I said the same exact fucking thing in the hour-long analysis video that I have on the channel. I think I'm like, you fucking know it. You know it's Mickey. I'm gonna blame the movies. All right, we'll allow it. Next one, Sydney Prescott is that bitch. Been that bitch, still that bitch, and will forever be that bitch. Man, I don't like it. Letterboxd, it's just fucking peak criticism, man. Oh no, this person seems to actually have some shit to say. Kinda dumb. That's a weird way to talk about yourself, Karsten. Boom! Got him! Alright, well paced though. It's well paced because it's adhering to some sort of format or a formula that it's attempting to humiliate and deconstruct. It's postmodern. At the drive-in, we discovered that to turn my car's lights off because I don't want to annoy the other cars, I'd need to take them into the dealership. And what the fuck? Um, Karsten just wasted all of my fucking time with some stupid anecdote about how this movie lasted long enough for like a car to be dead or something. Wasted my complete fucking time. I'm triggered, and over 1,000 people thought that he was clever. I think that's fucking stupid. Let's do House on Haunted Hill. Let's see what the letterboxed fucking big brain geniuses have to say about it. All right. First up, we don't talk about this movie enough, and that is a shame. True. The entire roller coaster sequence. Where's my vape? Where's my fucking vape so I can vape like the fucking edgelord I am? Hmm. Letterboxd is fucking stressing me out. I've been trying to cut down on actually showing vaping or smoking on the channel. But I'm already stressed. Nothing to do with this person we're reading right now. I've read one sentence without a period at the end of it, and I agree with it. The entire roller coaster sequence at the beginning made me really uneasy because I hate that shit. Okay. The following Marilyn Manson needle drop snapped me back into reality, though, because, like, Sweet Dreams doesn't really fit the vibe of this flick, and you have to listen to it twice. That's the most disagreeable fucking statement I've ever heard about House on Haunted Hill. About everything you can criticize. You're criticizing the Sweet Dreams needle drop, one of the most perfect parts of the film. Oh my god, it's amazing. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? What the fuck? That's what you're going to complain about. The Sweet Dreams needle drop doesn't fit the vibe of this film. What do you think fits the vibe of this film? You don't think that new metal meets trip hop aesthetic meets the vibe of House on Haunted Hill? It's a bunch of fucking characters reading an invitation to a Halloween party where they're promised $1 million if they survive the night. It's a dream. And since it's a Marilyn Manson cover of Eurythmics, it is a kind of morbid a juxtaposition. It's an ironic cover that is dark, that is that is trying to expose the artificiality and the logical trappings of the conceits of horror plot devices. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did that get me so mad? Maybe it got me so mad because I think it's one of the best parts in horror films. We get introduced to all of our principal characters through this music montage, and it's choreographed wonderfully too. The music, when Marilyn Manson starts screaming, the tonality of the film completely coalesces into something fucking not only kinetic but visceral. Fuck you. I'm in love with Famke Janssen in this movie. You could be redeemed. And honestly, the whole vibe is actually nice and it screams 90s. I actually think it screams the 2000s. Came out in 99. This is just, I'm not like honestly disagreeing with you. This is more discourse, I suppose. I think that it's the first movie of the return. It's the first movie that was trying to move on from the Kevin Williamson school that dominated the mid to late 90s. The basement partially reminded me of Nine Inch Nails' Closer music video, and that's just me, I guess. No, it's not just you. I think that like there is an industrial kind of feel to this film. I think it is more new metal and trip hop inspired, but new metal is certainly inspired by industrial rock. There is some CGI that aged poorly, but other than that, it's a fun little movie with fast pace and decent characters. Like literally no one made me want to rip my hair out, and that deserves an applause. Okay. Your criticism of Sweet Dreams made me want to rip my hair out, but no, nothing personal. Single white femalian. Okay. For a movie that has Chris Kattan in it, this is pretty good. Fuck you. Chris Kattan is a fucking angel. He's heaven sent. But I also just really love all late 90s and early aughts horror movies. Cool, me too. They're so ugly and I hate beauty. It's a match made in heaven. All right, Letterboxd. Okay. Let's do let's move out of horror for a second. Let's go to mm, a recent love. Let's go to Last Days of Disco. I love that movie. It's definitely become one of my favorites. So first off, we have what I call the Letterboxd classic, which is just a line from a film. And of course, just being a quote, it is the most popular review of the film. So like good on you. You're a fucking wordsmith. There's something really sexy about Scrooge McDuck. Bravo. Fucking bravo. That's good insight, man. All right, let's check this one out. I consider you a person of some integrity, except in your relations with women. That must be the most important line spoken in any Stillman film. Um, I'm still doing catch up on Stillman personally. I have Barcelona and Metropolitan now, and I'm gonna be watching those soon. This person seems to have a much better understanding of his process than I do. Uh, Pinpointing the many ways his movies marry sociological study, comedy of manners, and a rather clear moral position. If The Last Days of Disco is Stillman's masterpiece, it's because it's the one that most clearly articulates the ways one witness, unaware. Okay, I'm guessing English isn't like a first language here, which is fine. It's just bear with me on my reading out loud. I'm having to correct it in real time. It's the one that most clearly articulates the ways one witnesses unaware our slow decay towards barbarism. Uh? Uh? Oh, let's see if this clears that up. The idea that ultimately links all four of his historical films. One stumbles upward while the world around it just awkwardly disappears. That's cool. That's good. I like it. That's good insight. I agree, and I think it's an intriguing amount of insight. It is it is beautiful. It is beautiful, elegiac, as it is witty, because Stillman sincerely believes that the yuppie scum deserves its elegy too. Yes, I would agree with this. If you watch my video, I'm saying the same kind of things that like disco gave yuppie scums an opportunity to engage in a form of rebellion and moral rejection that ordinarily would not be afforded to them. There's plenty of behavior beauties along the way, from Kate Beckinsale's pitch perfect passive aggressiveness. I could watch a 2 hour montage about takes of her being polite but mean to Savigny. Same, 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 same. I loved her in the film. To Matt Kiesler, I think he's perfect in the film. His overly polite mix of alertness and timidity. I like his psychopathy as well, personally. I must confess to never quite understanding the usual complaints about Stillman and plot. It is true that the investigation into the clubs comes and goes into such lengthy intervals. It never quite builds momentum, but his game of romantic chairs is so elegantly handled, with the many suitors of Savigny and Beckinsale, strengths and weaknesses so carefully exposed, it achieves a true wild-like beauty. It is all random, but also inevitable. I think that me and this person would get along pretty well because I think mostly I would agree with it, except for the one part, and it might be something lost in translation. The part where they state, like, if it's Stillman's masterpiece, it's the one that most clearly articulates the ways one witnesses unaware of our slow decay into barbarism. That's doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I think that's way off, but everything apart from that is totally agreeable and often genuinely insightful. Next one. Unemployed is not who I am. I'm a fully employed person who just happens not to have a job right now. Wow, I feel attacked. You see, the reason why this quote doesn't have as much likes as the first quote about Scrooge McDuck is that this person had the audacity to include a personal statement after it. You're supposed to just leave the quote. That's the way that film criticism is done these days. Don't give us some insight. Don't be self-referential. Just do the quote and move on. 2 hours of complete bliss, says K. Austin Collins. And fuck yeah, it is. And last one, the euphoria of watching a new favorite movie for the first time. That's what I felt pretty recently when I watched it for the first time. Complete euphoria. Uh, I I feel so blessed when I'm able to experience that with films, and I hope it never goes away. Let's go back to K-Dubs. Kevin Williamson. Let's go back to Daddy W. Let's talk about The Faculty this time. God, Letterboxd is just horny on Maine all the time. I want to play Spin the Bottle with this cast. I fucking don't. No. I'll play Spin the Bottle with Josh Hartnett and Jordana Brewster, but no one else. Wait, Famke Janssen and Salma Hayek, and you might have a point. Okay, we need to really think about this. We need to really get down to business here. Usher too. Holy shit. Okay. All right, next one. Okay, but Clea Duvall's character was 100% a lesbian, and I won't stand for this erasure. Well, I don't honestly believe that's the case. I think that this is weaponizing the Breakfast Club, and it's a beautiful deconstruction of archetypes and tropes. And I thought Clea Duvall's character being obsessed with the jock character was a really cool, subversive take on the Breakfast Club's more traditional modality of Emilio Estevez and like Ali Sheedy of those two. I think that this one was a postmodern take on it, and not just a postmodern take, but a postmodern takedown, and it reached a new sincerity that the Breakfast Club was not able to achieve through their relationship. So I understand that Letterboxd is also queer on Maine, but uh, memes can only get us so far. Tony the Terror says, this and Disturbing Behavior are probably my two favorite post-Scream horror jams. Fuck, bro. You're speaking my language. You are speaking my language. Disturbing Behavior for life. Disturbing Behavior gang, rise up. Oh my god, I love Disturbing Behavior. I'll play Spin the Bottle with the Disturbing Behavior cast. Get me Nick Stahl and Katie Holmes and James Marsden. Catherine Isabel's even in that movie. Yeah, that's a better Spin the Bottle cast. Although, damn, the late 90s was a good time for witty teen-centric horror, and I honestly love every single one of the films of that nature released during that period. You should subscribe to me! Find me! Let's be buds. This one boasts a truly inspired and wonderful all-star cast, including Josh Hartnett and his gravity-defying disaster of a haircut. I mean, I know I'm not one to talk at the moment, but I love his haircut. I love it so much. Like, he's literally the only person in the world who could sport that shit in a movie and still look hot. Yeah, once again, agreed, co-signed. And Elijah Wood, who has nothing but get cuter as he gets older. Like Wood is a very appropriate last name as far as my ass is concerned, okay? Okay, when people say that I thirst too much, that I get a bit too horny, fuck you. Fuck you. I just get too straight horny. If I was being gay horny, everyone would be into it. This is bullshit. That's that's weird. That's weird. And then Robin here says, I wish I had known at the time how fucking cool the faculty is. Hell yeah. It just oozes coolness. The soundtrack and the character developments, it seems kind of ahead of its time, and yet also a nice slice of nostalgia, mostly for the actors involved. Tiny Usher, oh my god. Yeah, yep. Not only that, but it is also a great Alien film. It gets right down to the business and doesn't let go. It has all the stuff that makes Alien films great. Body possession and tentacles and big fuck off monsters. I like the way this person writes. It's just creepy, but doesn't stray far from high school problems. My favorite bit is Josh Hartnett's hair. I mean, I agree with everything there. The film has a lot more depth and complexity than any of these reviews let on. Well, I mean, okay. Sure, there are tons of reviews on Letterboxd that actually do deal with the complexity of Kevin Williamson and of postmodern teen-centric horror, but you're not going to get that at the most popular reviews. It's like any other website. The more substance, the more difficult it is to actually um, engage with it. Like, the more you have to think about what you're reading or watching or viewing or thinking about. You know, it's the more it gets buried by easily digestible memes posing as reviews. Let's do something art house. Let's get out of one wheelhouse and let's go into another. Let's go to Vivre Sa Vie. Let's go to Jean-Luc Godard. Let's see. James Healy. Godard didn't deserve Anna Karina. Um, okay. Okay. Hey, look, it me, guys, it me. This is obviously a situation where substance rises to the top. You just can't deny the genius that is your cult boyfriend, Mad Zach motherfucker. Which my review is basically like a very long essay that it's Godard didn't deserve Anna Karina, but like fleshed out and actually considered. So, I mean, this is probably a great example of what I was just talking about, actually. Karsten, I think Karsten triggered me earlier, right? Karsten made me mad. Clearly liked it a lot more than Breathless. Okay. Who the fuck asked? Why are we talking about Breathless? At the end of the day, I'm still pretty conflicted on how I feel. Like, I love everything about this. You don't sound conflicted. That sounds pretty cut and dry. It sounds like you know how you feel. The visual language, the editing, the performances, the philosophy, and that 11th story. So the one when they're all like when she's pontificating. I, I mean, I think it's a beautiful film, so I'm not going to criticize any component of it. But that's a shamelessly pretentious part to love. The only thing it's missing is me giving any sort of shit about this woman. Karsten's fucking weird. I will say that final shot is absolutely tragic in the context of the entire film, but that can't be the only time I care about her. That's your fucking problem. This sounds like your problem. Still though, I'm sure there's a Godard movie for me that I'm gonna love. We're getting closer. The self-importance of this person. Godard has to impress you. You can't look at Anna Karina and just see some intrinsic worth or beauty in her. You can't see the physical poetry that is Godard filming the woman he loves. You can't feel the love, infatuation, obsession, and worship just oozing off from this film, from the director, from the scene composition. You don't give a shit about this woman? I think you'd have to deliberately not give a shit about this woman. You have to deliberately disconnect from the film in order not to care about Anna Karina and Vivre Sa Vie. And that says a lot more about you than it does about the film or about Jean-Luc. And fucking don't bring Anna Karina into your bullshit fucking pissing contest with some imaginary boxer named Early French New Wave. Fuck off. Okay. Umbrellas of Cherbourg. Which, yeah, I love it so much. My aunt used to live in Cherbourg. Okay. Okay. What the fuck? All right. These are all like one sentences. If La La Land made you cry, then the umbrellas of Cherbourg will literally kill you. Literally. Amanda says, romanticizing leaving my child in a freezing car as I gain closure with an estranged lover. Sweet. I would have died for him, so why aren't I dead? Crying emojis. Fuck me. Okay. Karsten genuinely thinks Jack Demme is the greatest to ever do it. We agree. We agree so much now. But why did you care about Catherine Deneuve in this film? Like, Anna Karina's given so much more interiority. You cry with her during a drier silent film in Vivre Sa Vie. What about Catherine Deneuve? Why? Why? There's a lot more emotional complexity to Godard than there is to Demi. Demi, there's a lot more emotional projection. Was it just more easily accessible, the emotionality for you? Karsten, this is kind of this review is like about a year old, so maybe you're still active. Let me know. Former movie enjoyer, join the club. The pretty colors, Catherine Deneuve. Catherine Deneuve surrounded by the pretty colors. What's French for shook? I'll allow it. I like it. That's good. That's nice. That's nice. Had a good rhythm. Had good insight. Well, I don't know if I had good insight, but it made me smile and go, "Fuck yeah!" But still, that's something I would retweet. It's not like a review. Let's do Amores Perros. I haven't talked about that, but that was one of the first films that got me obsessed with filmmaking. For a while there, I was running a bit of a blog, and I was interviewing through email and over the phone a lot of people who were working on this film, Vanessa Bosch, and like editors, sound editors, uh, camera operators, those kinds of people. I was really, really, really into this movie, and I still think it probably is a beautiful film. One of the last postmodern masterpieces for sure. Let's read this review here. There is a reason I will never watch Marley and Me, and it's not Orson Welles. Owen Wilson. Orson, I have Wells, the derangement syndrome, and it is not Owen Wilson. It is because I refuse to subject myself to dogs dying. I know exactly how that film is going to end, and I will have no part in it. The tricky buggers. I smell a Brit bonger. Behind this film weren't so see-through, making a film that not only portrays cruelty and despair of human life, but reflected through canine life too. As soon as no dogs were harmed during the making of this film appeared in the opening credits, I knew I was in trouble. Okay. Can we talk about what the dogs symbolize, what they represent metaphorically? How they're kind of superimpositions of both greed and tenderness? It is hard to believe no dogs were harmed during the making of this film because everything looked horribly real. Dogs are just as present and important in the story. Am I reading a whole fucking thing about liking dogs? Oh, wait, hey, there it is. Okay. Dogs are just as present and important in the story as a human counterparts, portraying their bleak and aggressive nature in a much more simplistic way. The cruelty of humanity paralleled in animalistic fashion. Life breeds suffering. All right, you did it. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. We are talking about the superimposition evident in Iñárritu's use of dogs. Love's a bitch. At first, I was under the impression that the old man was a godlike character, a hand of fate, pushing the characters towards where they needed to be. I want what you're smoking. His story ended up 10 times more distressing and heart-wrenching, and the call he leaves on his daughter's answering machine may have been the most painful scene in the entire film. It's rough. It's rough, I'll give you that. I've heard it called the Mexican Pulp Fiction. They should stop that. If someone had recommended this to me because I liked Pulp Fiction, I would have slapped them in the face as soon as I finished. When they're comparing it to Pulp Fiction, they're doing it in a philosophical context because it is of a postmodern format. Roger Ebert actually did it really well. He used dogs as a metaphor. He's like, it's as if Pulp Fiction is playing fetch with Amores Perros. And Pulp Fiction throws the stick like really far, and the dog goes and gets it, but it takes an alternate way back. It goes through different like streams and like little roundabouts, piles of dirt. It comes back like dirty, but it also comes back more sophisticated. It comes back darker and more intense. This is clearly a film that is of the postmodern school of movie making. The only reason they use Pulp Fiction is probably because of the crime elements, some of the hyper violence that's available in this film. Um, Pulp Fiction is just the easiest staple of popular postmodern renegade movie making that we have, and this is certainly a film that came from the ruins of Pulp Fiction. I think that Amores Perros does postmodernism a lot better than Pulp Fiction, but I mean it definitely credit where credit's due. It would not have existed without Pulp Fiction, not in the postmodern way that it appears to us. Bear in mind that Gael Garcia Bernal's Octavio is wearing a Scream shirt during the film's inciting incident, the car accident. So it's a film that definitely knows its postmodern roots. Scream is arguably just as massive a postmodern influence as Pulp Fiction. And Iñárritu, I think, completely understood and comprehended this, is why he had Octavio wear that shirt, because he's superimposing Scream into a new sort of postmodern context that deconstructs misery and true emotionality through self-referential moments of misery porn, honestly. But it's masterful. And then Laura with Gael Garcia Bernal owns my soul. Me too, girl. Me too. But I think that's where we're gonna stop it right now. Because I don't know if this is like a good idea for a video. I don't know how it will come off, how it will be received. And yeah, I just thought it would be fun because Letterboxd is like a pretty big website, and I don't know, there are other corners of media that do this. Like music reviewers will respond to other music reviewers. Video gamers definitely do this. They read reviews of other things. They react to things to start some discourse. And I think film criticism communities, they're like super insulated, and I think it's full of these people, saying, hey, interact with me, talk to me, whatever. So this is what I'm doing. None of it meant to be bullying or anything like that. I don't think I did, honestly. I held back a lot. So I don't know, I'm your cult boyfriend. We looked at a few of my favorite videos and what the general consensus of them are on Letterboxd. I hate Letterboxd personally, but uh, I don't know. I remember the good old years. When I was getting those screenshots, like a million fucking ads, dude. I'd rather have gremlins all the time than ads everywhere. It was almost unusable on my phone. Fucking fix that shit, Letterboxd. It's a joke at the moment. Um, but I do think it might be a good place for cinephiles to meet other cinephiles. Uh, I know I met some cool people on there. I don't think I kept in contact with any of them though, but when I was like in my mid 20s, it was a pretty helpful website to find others who felt the same way as I did about these movies that I thought nobody liked but me and that I was really weird and bizarre for appreciating so much. And yeah, there's that. But I've been your cult boyfriend, and yeah, have a good one. Thank you for watching me. Remember, this is all in good fun, and that's all, dude. Stop.